Welcome to the best damn show in the land. I'm your host, Josh Becker. Going to be a great show here. Thanks for joining us on a Tuesday night from Columbus, Ohio. Still kind of reeling over the Cavs being eliminated from the playoffs. We were holding off to go live until the game was over. Can't believe it. But anyway, it's going to be a great show. Hang with us if you just watched the Cavs get eliminated. We'll have some fun here and we'll hang out tonight. As always, we got producer Joe coming on. We got the legend Benny Spang's going to join us. And as always, thank you to our sponsors, Buckeye Wine and Spirits, Plaza Mexican Grill, Playa Bowls, and Mikey's Late Night Slice. Thanks for supporting us, guys. Gonna be a great show. Big thanks to the guys coming on tonight. Producer Joe, he's gonna talk a little bit about this big noon kickoff news with us. It's been the talk of the town. And the legend Benny Spang is going to break down some recruiting as usual. The recruiting trail, hot as always for the Bucks. That 26 class is looking awesome. So going to be a good time there. We got top three tonight. Top three, we're doing top three cookout sides. So the top three side dishes that you would like bringing to a cookout. You know, you get invited to a cookout this summer. What are you bringing? Thought that was going to be a pretty fun topic for that. And our mystery Buckeye tonight is a great one. He's one of my favorite Buckeyes of all time. Here's your mystery Buckeye clues. We'll tell you the answer at the end of the show. First clue, three-time first team All-American. So there's not too many of those. That's kind of a big one right there. He's a three-time first team All-American. He went to Canton McKinley High School, where he played running back, linebacker, and safety. And he played for the Vikings, the Colts, and the Bengals in the NFL. Three-time first-team All-American, played at Canton McKinley, running back, linebacker, safety, and he played for the Vikings, the Colts, and the Bengals. There's your mystery Buckeye clues. Personally, I'm going to hop into this. I just want to give a big shout out to the city of Columbus. Hops on High was awesome. Me and Maine were down there shooting content. Hops on High Saturday, as well as the whole crowd from Sonic Temple, the big music festival, you know, over there at Crew Stadium and the fairgrounds. There was a lot of folks, you could tell, roaming High Street there. They had High Street all shut down. It was awesome. So follow us there on Instagram and TikTok and all YouTube shorts and all that. I'll be posting videos from Hops on High. It was great. We had a blast. Did a lot more questions that were like state of Ohio related. Not as much like Buckeye football trivia. It was kind of state of Ohio trivia, Buckeye State trivia, if you will. So that was a great event. If you've never been to Hops on High, check it out. It's awesome. This Friday, I'll be back in the short north working on a collab with Stash House down there. They're a great vintage clothing store. My buddy Tim Murphy does a great job down there. I'm working with him. We're going to do a collab this Friday where we're hoping to give away something from Stash House. I'll be down there giving out Buckeye t-shirts for trivia. And if you stop by, I'll be posted up in front of Stash House. Come on by and you can play Buckeye trivia and win some cool stuff from me. And then we're trying to get like a raffle going where you can get a raffle ticket from Stash House. And at the end of the night, they'll be giving out something sick, like an Ohio State starter jacket, some awesome Ohio State vintage hat, something really cool. I mean, they got some really cool stuff, some curated vintage Buckeye gear. So you don't want to miss that. If you're down in the short north on Friday, look for me. I'll probably be down there from like 6 to 9, 7 to 9, something like that. So that'll be cool. Wanted to talk some Buckeye hoops with you guys. I'm super excited for the basketball team here. The most recent news, just yesterday, Diebler hired a new assistant coach. He got a guy from Indiana. His name's Brian Walsh. He's been with Indiana the last 8 years. So, quite a long time. He's coming over here and he's kind of following over Gabe Cupps, the former Mr. Basketball of Ohio, who was signed with Indiana there. And now he's transferred over here. So now the assistant coach, Brian Walsh, is joining the Bucks. So that's pretty awesome. We lost an assistant coach, Taylor Battle. He went to Penn State. So made room for Brian Walsh to come over. He's a great Midwest recruiter, great hoop head, knows ball, and really excited to have him on the staff there with Ohio State Hoops. Great hire, Coach Diebler. All these guys who we lost, Bradshaw, Parks, Mahaffey, Sean Stewart, they've made room for all these new guys, Michi. I think I talked about him a little bit, but I'm super excited for these two bigs that are coming in. Actually, I don't think I have mentioned this guy, and I'm going to try to get his pronunciation. I have the phonetic pronunciation here. It's Ojonwuna, Josh Ojonwuna, 6'10", center forward. Came over from Baylor. Baylor lost like their whole team. This transfer portal stuff goes now. It's crazy. So he's a 6'10" center forward from Baylor. Guy's athletic, big, should be competing to start some. I mean, our starting lineup right now, what's it looking like? I mean, we're going to have John Mobley, Devin Royal at power forward. We'll obviously have Thornton at the point. So have Mobley and Thornton in the backcourt. Christoph Tilley is looking like he's going to start at center. And if you haven't watched Diebler, check out John Diebler, or Jake Diebler, sorry, John's brother. Coach Diebler is doing this film room stuff on the Ohio State basketball Instagram, maybe the YouTube as well, but I keep catching him on Instagram. He's very transparent. He's talking about the team. He's talking about these transfers that are coming in, like Tilly and Ojonwuna. And he's breaking down film right with you there. Like, it's awesome. You're getting to see Coach Diebler in the film room. This Christoph Tilly kid looks amazing. I'm so excited. This kid's 7 foot and he can really move. We're gonna have a couple big guys. I hate to say it, but that team up north had a pretty good team this past year. And if you watch them, they had two 7-footers and they just were just crushing people. I think we could have something like that going on. So I'm super excited for Tilly. Check out Coach Diebler's film breakdown with Christoph Tilly, and you will be on the edge of your seat watching this kid come off these dribble handoffs, pick and rolls at the top of the key. He's fast. He makes the right decision when the ball gets in his hands off those pick and rolls. He's awesome. Buckeye Hoops is gonna be back here. We're gonna have a very competitive team. I cannot wait for some Buckeye Hoops. Who else we got? One other note on the Buckeye Hoops. There's one more guy that we're looking at. It's Puff Johnson. He played at North Carolina for 3 years. Then he transferred to Penn State. He's in the portal again. Pretty good player. He averaged 10 points, 4.4 rebounds in 17 starts for Penn State last year. We're going for him, man. Coach Diebler, good luck. I hope we get this Puff Johnson kid, Puffy, as they call him, or Diddy, something like that. I'm kidding. But Puff Johnson, I really hope that we get this guy, and that would be a very successful offseason for Buckeye Hoops. And I'm super excited for them to get back into it. One other Buckeye Hoops note: Braylon Nash, walk on guard. His family taped an episode of Family Feud. Thought that was pretty cool. His sister signed him up for Family Feud with Steve Harvey, and they taped their episode. So I'm going to check it out. It comes on May 13th. If you're a Family Feud fan like I am of Steve Harvey, check out Braylon Nash, our walk on guard. His family's going to be on there. His sister and her husband. Her husband plays for the Jazz. I saw that when I was reading about it. What's his name there? Jason Preston. He played at OU. Now he's on the Jazz. So his sister Michaela, her husband Jason, and then his parents David and Marcia and Braylon Nash, Family Feud contestants. They already taped their episode. It'll be on May 13th. That's pretty cool. And one more thing I wanted to break down with you guys. If you just haven't heard, here's all the official numbers, if you're wondering, for the NFL Bucks. All the Bucks that were drafted in the NFL, they've all got their official numbers. So you got Egbuka is number 9 for the Buccaneers. Donnie Jack, 74 for the Vikings. Tyreek Williams, also 74 for the Lions. Josh Simmons is 71 for the Chiefs. Quinshawn, number 10. He didn't get number 1. He's number 10 for the Browns. Travion will be looking good in that 32 for the Patriots. JT for the Colts, 91. Got Tyreek's number. He's going to 91 for the Colts. Cody Simon, number 50 for the Cardinals. That's pretty cool. Ransom. I don't know if these guys, a lot of times you can't get, like a single digit. I don't know. Ransom should have been able to, playing safety, but Ransom's number 22 for the Panthers. Jack Sawyer, 33. He got his number for the Steelers. That's pretty awesome. Jordan Hancock, 37 for the Bills. Denzel there in Arizona Buckeyes. I'm an Arizona fan. I'm a Browns fan, as you know, in this show. Vikings, I love the Vikes, but man, them Arizona Buckeyes, as I like to call them now, everybody got so many Buckeyes on their team. The Cardinals, he's number 29, and Will Howard keeping that number 18 for the Steelers. So that's pretty cool. Jack and Will both get to keep their numbers. So that's pretty awesome. And that about wraps it up for my portion of the show here. So I'm going to send out the invite to Benny Spangs. See a lot of you guys joining us here. Hey, Queen G, what's up? Sorry, I'm getting right up in there to see the chat. What's up, Heather Suttles? What's up, Producer Joe? What's up, Ginger? Which time would Ohio State versus Texas college football game be? Yeah, you threw a lot of good choices out there, Ginger. Me and Producer Joe are about to talk about it. I'm going to send Producer Joe the invite here. Sorry if I said Benny Spangs. He's joining us here later, shortly. But I'm getting Producer Joe in on the program right now. And we're going to talk about this whole Big Noon kickoff drama. I love Big Noon Kickoff. It's a great show. You know, Urban, Brady Quinn's on there. I can't remember who else. I mean, they got a great crew. It's a great competing show there with Game Day. It's awesome that they've added another great college show like this. So,
Oh,
what's up, Joe?
oh, damn Cavs.
You just watched that mess too. Yeah, man.
That
What
was
the
bad.
heck?
That's all right.
It's over. What a disappointment. Are you kidding me? It was a great season.
Wild, but yeah.
Ah,
Oh well, I'm not a
it-
big basketball guy anyway, but
yeah,
I was cheering
I
for the
mean,
Cavs.
I definitely was rooting. I mean, you know me, I love the hoops. I love the Cavs. It's just disappointing to see. So we had some injuries down the stretch. It was cool to see Donovan, stick it out. He'd gotten hurt just a couple days ago.
Yeah, you could tell he was hurting tonight.
Yeah,
But
again, yeah, he didn't look 100%. I don't know, buddy.
it's
I
rough.
thought it might be the Cavs' year, and with the Celtics struggles, it's like it was anybody's East to win. But
Yeah. Oh well.
oh
Back
well,
to
is right, man.
back to Buckeye football.
Back to Buckeye football. You love
But
it. What do you think of this big noon kickoff news, man?
not happy about it.
Not happy.
They I mean they're I mean I get it. We're Ohio State. We're the best
Yeah.
in the world, but we got the biggest fan base. But they've been to this is the 23rd game, and that's six more than any other team.
Wow.
So they really like to milk the Buckeyes.
Yeah,
But
they
it just sucks. No night. We don't get night games anymore. You know.
mm-hmm. It's
So
it's it's a rough deal. They need to you said it earlier.
yeah,
I'm gonna quote you here. They should call it Big Night Kickoff.
yeah. Why does it have to be noon? You still do your pre-show.
Right.
And then yeah, do the game later. Like that's what college game day does.
Yeah.
So
Game Day does it all the time.
exactly.
Why does the
So
headline game need to be at noon? Just because it's
right.
part of your show's name, I get that, but it's still college football's kicking off at noon. The coverage is starting of the games at noon.
Yeah,
But let's the little caveat here, because everyone's freaking out that it's like an official noon. That's not been announced officially
it
yet, right?
hasn't. Yeah, I think Urban came out and said no time has been set yet. So
Urban said no, no,
who
no. There
knows?
is no official time yet. Just
It's
because it's
ridiculous.
big noon, and big noon kickoff, they kind of have to see how they're looking in the public eye here, with putting, no one wants to see OSU Texas at noon. Well, I mean, it wouldn't
No,
be the worst thing ever, but come on, that should be a prime time game.
exactly. So yeah, they've gotten pushback the past few years, but now people are
Yeah.
getting louder. Like it's
Yes.
ridiculous. And then the Buckeye Twitter made a good point. It's like we might play Texas at noon, and then next year we'll have to go to Austin, and it'll be a night game. You know it will, because it'll be ESPN.
Because Texas is not, they don't have a
Yeah,
Fox deal.
yeah. They don't have to worry about Fox, raping them. No,
No, they're
it's
completely taking
ridiculous.
advantage. Joey, I just don't really understand. I know they want to like lead their coverage with us, but don't they feel like they could crush ratings in prime time?
That's what I think too. You'll get more views at night, so it really
What's the
doesn't
deal with
make
this?
sense.
Yeah,
What's
I
the
mean,
deal
hype
with
up the
Big
other
News?
games.
Yeah, I don't get it. Joel Klatt, Gus Johnson. Put them on at night, but oh well. What can
Yeah,
you do? But
we'll
we'll
see.
find out.
Hopefully, Urban.
Maybe Urban's. I hope Urban's fighting for us. Like let's
That's right.
make it a night game.
Yeah,
So
hopefully, Coach is getting in there and telling them what's up. They got some time to straighten this out,
oh
so
yeah,
we'll hope.
big night kickoff.
Texas. We got Texas repo in there. Don't be dogging on Texas.
Hey, I'm afraid of Texas, so I'll be the
No,
first to tell you.
yeah, repo. We're not taking you guys lightly. We know you're pissed off. I mean, that Cotton Bowl was awesome. That was a classic. But
It
we know you
was.
guys want a piece. It's
They
going to
got
be a good game.
it's gonna be they got revenge on their side now,
You know how
So
that goes. They got Arch coming in hot. Arch
Arch,
wants to prove himself from the start of
we're
the season.
yeah, it'll be a good game. So we'll see. But anyway, still horns down, buddy. No, but thanks for watching, honestly. But now
Yeah,
it'll be a good game. So we'll see. But yeah, big noon. That was shocking news, but it's not set in stone yet. So they're
yeah,
gonna
it's
change
not.
it. Big
Hopefully
night
it'll come
kickoff.
around. They got to see the public perception. They got to see what's going on and maybe change their mind and kind of change up how they're doing things. I mean, there's a lot of pushback, like you said.
There
So
is for sure. So we'll see. But yeah, other than that, I had a
how's the Twitter been going? Joe,
I
if you don't know, producer Joe runs our Twitter page, does a great job with it, just riling up everybody, stirring the pot.
I do stir the pot. It's bad. So that's me, guys. It's me. But I was clowning on. People always like to say you finished fourth in your conference.
Right.
Which is it's a
Fourth.
go-to statement from mostly Michigan fans.
Right.
But
But yeah.
we beat the three teams ahead of us. Like
Yeah.
conf-
We ended up beating all three, Indiana, Oregon, and
Penn
uh
State.
Penn State. We beat them
Yeah.
all three. All three of them.
So, and I'm not arguing, like, yeah, I guess technically we did, but that doesn't really affect us that much. We beat the three teams in front of us.
Right.
And not to mention, we won the Natty. So, but they like to just try to dig any way they can. But
Any way they
anyway,
can. It's about the postseason, you know. Jack was even on Ben Roethlisberger's show talking about it. He's like, it is, the regular season's the regular season. I mean, he's kind of comparing it. It is comparative to the NFL now.
yeah,
If you're an NFL team and you lose 3 games, you're probably. I know they play a few more regular season games, but you're probably first in the league. And you're going
for
into the
sure.
postseason and you're going to go on a run. It's to see what team's going to be the best at the end of the year. And these Michigan fans don't understand. They think that like the loss to them kind of bothers us. Not that it doesn't. Like, yeah, we wanted to win, but team up north, that game, like we really almost are thanking you for firing us up.
For sure. I
Like
mean,
that
that
lit a fire under our ass.
huge fire. I mean, we came out pissed against
Yes.
Tennessee, and we
Yeah, I mean,
kept it rolling.
it's like
I
we're not really mad about it.
I
Like
mean, it
we
sucks.
are, but
No, it sucks losing to Michigan, but
yes, it's
we won.
horrible. All right, I'm not gonna lie, it's
But
absolutely
no,
horrible. But
but we
the
won the
caveat,
Natty,
right?
and we won the Rose Bowl, and we won the Cotton Bowl. So I mean, it was still a good season. I think that's what gets to them is that we're still happy. We're still like, yeah, and they did beat us, but
Yeah.
we won the Natty, so it is what it is. But
Right. Repo in the chat, he's saying teams that do the horns down usually lose. I don't know, buddy. I was doing a lot of horns down last year on
I
the show
was, I
before the
know.
Cotton Bowl.
No
Thanks for
disrespect.
watching, though, man.
I know they hate when we do that, but
Oh, it's all in good fun,
it
you
is a
know?
good fun. I respect Longhorns for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I like
Um,
Matthew McConaughey, good actor, solid guy. All right.
I love the state of Texas. Yeah, no, it's good. They got great high school football there. Put out
Yeah,
a lot of great players.
Joe Rogan,
I want to give a big shout out to Ohio Edits in there too. I see you in there, Edits. Thanks for checking us out.
nice. Do we got a Sooner? Who's Woo Pig Suey?
Ooh, woo pig. All right.
Normally Sooners hate the
Sooners.
Buckeyes, but or is that a Razorback? I don't know. Who
All
knows?
could be.
Nobody knows.
Let
But
us know.
I don't
Yeah,
have much to
big.
talk about. We do have the top three. I can do mine real quick.
Yeah, you want to get into your top three
Sure.
cookout side dishes? What would you bring
Yes.
to a cookout, man? Top
In
three.
the chat, you guys should put some in the chat too. But
Yeah, throw them in
my
the chat.
cookout sides, I'm going number one, mac and cheese. Gotta
Woo!
gotta be mac and cheese. Then I'll go.
Hey, hold on, real quick on the mac and cheese. Are you a fan of the breadcrumbs?
Not really.
Little breading
The
on there?
maybe a little bit. I'm a fan of extra cheese. Just give me all the
Just more cheese.
more
All right.
cheese.
I like that.
But corn on the cob, clutch. Gotta love
Gotta
the
love
corn on
it.
the cob.
Oh yeah, with a little bit of that Mexican red, um,
Uh,
the Mexican corn kind of style. I love that.
yes. Get that corn out of my
Not my
face.
face.
But
Little Nacho Libre for you.
yes, Nacho Libre quote. Then I'm going cheese and broccoli. Honestly, it's a wild one.
Ooh, I
I'm
love that
going.
one, Joe.
I was mixing it up a little bit. I'm not a
Little
big
steamed.
baked beans guy or anything, but we'll see.
Oh, nice, Joe. Look, we got Caleb in there. He saw us at the spring game. Maybe he was. Were you sitting by me and producer Joe and Maine at the spring game? Says we gave him some Brutus
Nice,
stickers. Thanks for
nice,
checking us
nice.
out, man. That was a lot of fun. We had
For
pretty good
sure,
seats. That was cool. We had a bunch of cool folks all around us.
that was fun. Yeah, spring game was awesome.
That was so cool.
Yeah, Bucks look good. I was excited.
Heck
So
yeah.
that's all I got. I'll
That's
let you
what you
get to Benny
got.
Spangs. We had some.
Broccoli and cheese. Love that broccoli and cheese,
I
buddy.
love broccoli and cheese, but some big recruit news. I'll let Benny Spangs get to that, but
Yeah, had a boom, nice big boom this week.
yeah,
So
best in America, getting better. But
the Costco guys, is that who does that? The big booms? Boom,
I don't know.
boom.
I don't know those
Anyway.
guys very well, but
Oh,
good
they're
stuff.
nuts. Yep. Great stuff, Joe.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks, brother. We'll
Yep. Thanks
catch
for
you here
watching,
next week.
guys.
See you,
Woo.
buddy.
See ya.
All right, there he goes. Producer Joe, crushing it on Twitter as always, at the Buck Guys. That's our only at on social media that's not the Buckeye Show. On Twitter, we are at the Buck Guys. BuckGuys. And producer Joe is the pot stirrer on there. As you all know, Twitter is just a cesspool. It's the craziest social media. It's worse than Facebook, in my opinion. Twitter is nuts. I honestly kind of stay off it a little bit. It gets wild on there. It gets vile. It's funny though. I will say that. I definitely hop on there and check out what Joe's doing on there. He makes the funniest Ohio State memes. So shout out to producer Joe. Just he's always cranking out some new hilarious Buckeye meme that just gets all the. He posts stuff that we enjoy as Buckeye fans, but man, his stuff that he posts that fire up all the opposing fan bases, it's just hilarious. All right. Let's get the legend Benny Spangs in here. I know he's chomping at the bit here to talk recruiting. Me and him talked on the phone for like almost 2 hours last night. Should have recorded the whole conversation. I told him it could have been the whole show right then. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Yeah, he'll be jumping in here just in a second. Talking about this 26 class. Just added another big 4-star. Here he is. What's up, Benny?
There he is. I
What's
hear you guys
happening,
are
man?
excited for another noon game.
Yeah, we're fired up, man. And like we were talking, that's not official yet. We got
No,
Urban here.
TBD.
He's on the
TBD.
case. TBD. They're
I
gonna
know. How
switch it
sweet
up.
would a night game be to start the season? A big game like that, it should be. Should be, man. There's no reason to have a game like that at noon.
Right. I
I
would
don't
love
get
it
it.
personally. I've got this pile of Ohio State clothing that keeps getting big and bigger that I'm going to be giving away doing Buckeye trivia. I'd like to go down there at 11 o'clock at noon, spend the
Would
day,
be
do
cool.
Buckeye
Just hang
trivia.
out. Can you imagine the
Yeah.
tailgating on that day?
Right. Yeah.
It would be ridiculous.
I imagine if it is a night game that most students wouldn't even end up. Of course, it's the first game. Students aren't even back on
Yeah,
campus.
they're
But
probably not even on campus yet.
I remember back in my day when you tailgated all day like that. People would be dropping like flies on the way to the stadium. You're just too
Oh,
drunk. No,
yeah.
people can't even make it.
No, people sleep in the parking lot. Start at 9 a.m. and they make it to about 4 p.m.
Yeah, the 9 a.m. to 11:30 is kind of perfect
Yeah,
pregame time.
I know.
But
Hey, but I hope it's not. I hope it's not a noon game. As you guys said, just because they have big noon kickoff doesn't mean that they can't have the game that they're at later in the day. Come
exactly,
on, guys,
man.
do something right here. Night game at the Shoe is awesome.
Right. I mean, let's get more night games. That Tennessee game was just phenomenal, man. And the weather will be great. I mean, come on. Let's
Texas
do it,
game,
do it for
Texas
Columbus,
game.
baby. No, I was talking the Tennessee game in the
Oh
playoffs. It was a
yeah,
night
that
game.
was sweet.
It was so freaking cool.
I
I
know,
mean,
and that's
you
how they
can't
should
beat
do
it,
this
man.
one, man. Kick off week one with a bang.
Let's do it, man. Let's keep talking about it. Just manifest this.
That would be awesome. I would love it.
All
Would
right,
love
Benny.
it if had the wrong outcome though.
What's that now? The wrong outcome.
Don't worry about it. We'll see what happens. Texas is a good team.
Repo's in the chat there. You're about to be his favorite guy on the show here, Texas
Oh
Repo.
yeah, I did see that.
All right, let's talk about this 4-star Jordan Thomas, our
Oh
new
yeah, Jordan
BIA
Thomas.
member, baby.
Yeah, another boom, baby.
Another boom, Coach Guerrera,
No.
and Tim Walton got it done again, man.
I know. They get a lot of kids from Jersey. I really thought he was going to go to Notre Dame. He was down at Notre Dame, shitbirds up north, and us. Because he goes to a Catholic school, I really thought he was going to go to Notre Dame. So coming here, I think
Yep.
that just kind of locks up the DBs because they got Bradford, they got Weatherspoon, and now Jordan Thomas. So I think that's it for this class. Kind of the same way they're locked up
Correct.
at receiver with Henry Jr. There's got Caden Dixon Wyatt. He shut his recruiting down. They got Brock Boyd and is it Jaden Ricketts from here in town.
Yeah,
So
Ricketts,
they got those
local.
four. So I think DB and wide receiver are done.
Yeah, they're done. Yeah, there was a receiver. I'm not remembering his name, but we don't really have to. I mean, I'm not dissing the kid or anything, but did you mention him actually just then? Did I miss that? We took away the offer. He canceled
Oh
his
yeah,
visit.
yeah. The kid that said, "I'm not taking my official visit." We took
Right.
away your offer. No shit, you're not coming here.
I actually like that though, and I think that bodes well for Ohio State because that means that we are at least communicating with these kids. Heartline let
Yeah,
them know, hey
that's
man,
true.
it sucks, but we don't have
Sorry,
room now, and so
we don't
go
have room
feel
for
free
you.
to explore your other options, and I wish you best of luck.
Yeah,
So yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
Looks good for the Bucks.
BIA wide receiver, you are pretty much chalked in for the 26th class, man.
Zone 6, get it done.
Love it, baby.
Absurd.
Zone 6.
They did miss out. I'm sure everybody's heard by now. Jackson Cantwell, #1 tackle. He is going to
Crazy.
Miami.
That is the
Yeah,
craziest news ever.
crazy man.
Dude, I thought that he was easily who's the quarterback? Jared Curtis.
Jared Curtis. Yeah, I thought they were locked in. JC and JC going to Georgia, but
Exactly.
Miami gave him $5 million.
That's how
Five
much he got.
million dollars in NIL money.
That
I
is
don't blame him.
absolutely absurd.
I
No,
don't blame him.
Miami, they got to pay their guys to get him. But yeah, I thought he was a Georgia Bulldog all the way. He had, like you
So did
said,
I.
just posted with Curtis. It just looked like he was a Kirby Smart guy all the way, and now
Would have been sweet
he's
to
a
get him
Hurricane.
here, but Bowen's throwing out offers to every offensive lineman that plays high school right now. Because anytime I go to look at who they're throwing offers to, the page is this long of offensive linemen and tight ends that they've offered in the last 24 hours. It's
Yes.
absurd.
Even 26 class guys, there's still some.
Yeah, still some out there. 26, 27. Speaking of 28, most people may have heard this, but if not, Jet Harrison, Marv Jr.'s little brother, got an offer already, class of 28.
Yeah, that's stupendous. And I
Bring him
watched
in.
this film. He looks just like his
Have you
dad.
really?
Oh, he's
Okay.
insane. He may end up being a little short. It's hard to tell. He's a freshman, but he looks like he may be a little shorter than junior. But
He's got time to grow.
he looks like senior. Is the thing. Like this kid is
Jacked,
phenomenal. Jacked, a little more compact. Like Marvin Harrison Jr. seemed a little like lankier.
a little wiry.
Yeah, but yeah, this Jet Harrison, he is going to be a stud. And like you said, he just finished his freshman year. We already offered
Yeah,
him.
offered already.
Speaking
Heartline
of
knows.
early offers, Tyler Atkinson, who we offered in 8th grade.
8th grade.
What's the news on
I
him,
think they have
Ben?
a shot. I think they
This
have
is
a
the
real good shot. He had an
number one
interview over the
linebacker.
weekend, and the guy interviewing him asked him about the Buckeyes, and he said something, positive about the Buckeyes, and the guy asked him, well, where are they at on your board? He said Buckeyes are at the top of his board.
Love that.
So now we got CJ Sana. They brought in Riley Pettijohn, Tarvis Alford last year. Still got our
Yep.
boy Garrett Stover there and Peyton Pierce. So
Yeah.
Laurinaitis is just bringing him in, man. This locker room is looking way more athletic than it has in a decade. This could be
hmm
something awesome that they're building there. Thank you,
Do you
James.
do you think that there's going to be any conflict? Like, say we do end up getting Atkinson, do you think we can still get Sincere Johnson though, our guy from Glenville, the linebacker, or is that
I
going to be
really
like a
don't
one or
know.
the other kind of deal? You
I
know?
really don't. I know Georgia's after Atkinson hard, and he lives in Georgia. That's where he plays high school ball.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know if they're playing cat and mouse, see where one of them goes to keep their options open. But if they've been after Atkinson since 8th grade, if he comes, I think it's kind of like, all right, sincere if you want to, but if not, we understand.
I may have my wires crossed. Is Atkinson a 26 class? Is he coming in here this year?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Just like Sincere. Okay, they are the same class.
Yeah.
I want the Buckeye blood. If you watch the show, I rant and rave about Sincere Johnson all the time.
Yeah,
But
I know. You get upset when guys in Ohio go elsewhere.
who doesn't? We got to lock up these homegrown guys. This EJ
Yeah, I
Hill who
know,
just
but
left, it sucks.
I'll take the better recruit every time. I don't care what state he's from. Give me the 5-star every time.
I know.
I know
feel
AJ
like you're.
Hawk was a 3-star. That's cool. He was from here in Ohio. That worked out really, really well. But Justin Zwick was a 5-star from here in Ohio. That did not work out really, really well. That was actually really, really bad. Thank you, Troy Smith, for saving us.
All right. I was going to say, it sounds like you're talking yourself out of it, though, talking about,
No,
lower star guys that can develop. And, dude, Sincere Johnson's a blue chip, though. He's
I
not
know.
he is a stud. And so I think you're splitting hairs between him and Atkinson, personally. I know Atkinson is the number one linebacker. So, I mean,
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I would love to see him come on up here. But
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how that ends up shaking out, man.
I know.
Um,
Speaking of 2026, they are going after a guy, big kid, edge rusher. He's like 6'6", Carter Meadows. I believe he's the number 6 overall player in the class. That would be huge. If they can get either him or Atkinson or even Sincere, I bet they move from number 3 up to number 1 recruiting class just so they get one of those guys. They happen to get 2 of those 3, they're number 1 for sure,
Yeah, he's a
without a
five
doubt.
star. I've seen him listed 6'6" and 6'7".
Yeah.
Also, I saw just a few weeks ago he was only listed at 215. Now
I
they're
think when I
listing him
looked it up,
235
yeah, I
now.
saw 235.
But that's crazy. I mean, this is a lean kid who's in the process still right now of putting on the weight. I mean, 6'6",
Hey,
215. That is,
get him here. Get him here. Get him with Mariotti.
oh
Take
yeah,
care of
body by Mariotti, baby. Yeah, he'll be just fine.
that.
Yeah, and he's down
Yes,
to the
sir.
Bucks, that team up north, Penn State, and South Carolina.
I know. It was weird to see them in there. Feels like everybody has just a random thrown in. You
Kind
see one
of.
of those, just I don't know. Maybe it's like with Cantwell. Maybe South Carolina's just like, hey, you're our big star. Here's $4.5 million. Please.
Please take this money. Yeah,
Yeah.
Carter Meadows. I really would love to have him. He's a DC kid, Washington, DC.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know what the South Carolina, like you said, they must just be trying to throw a crazy NIL
Yeah.
deal with him. Some Myrtle
They have
Beach
money.
sponsorship.
We have Larry Johnson. We put guys in the
Yeah.
league. They put guys in insurance careers. So where do you
Hmm.
want to go?
Yep.
Come to
Man, did you see
Columbus.
those great words from, I think he's a 27 kid. His last name's like Crew, Tyler
No,
Crew, something
can't say I
Crew.
did.
He's a top 100 kid, 27 class. So he was just saying great stuff. He just had his official visit here and he was just ranting and raving about our culture. He walked into Woody Hayes over there in the trophy room and he said
Oh,
he
I think
about
I did
fell
see this.
over.
All the trophies and how it's just absurd. He hasn't been to a place like this. Yeah, I did see
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, I mean it's just good stuff to hear these kids, these
Yeah,
recruits putting that out there. It's like it's different, man. You show up at Ohio State, our winning culture and the way that we develop, put these guys in the NFL, it's just a factory, man. We're on
yeah.
another level.
Man, just imagine being a 17-year-old kid and you go to a regular, high school. You're from a small town, and you walk into the Woody Hayes Center. You walk into the trophy section, and you just see national championship, the only 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. It has to be overwhelming, almost.
Yeah. It's amazing. I love that front
Be
room
sweet.
there. I want to throw a brick through the glass one night and get in there and
Get in there and just take trophy home with you.
put
Put
a
it there in
couple.
the
Maybe
back.
I mean next week you'll see Seth McLaughlin's Remington trophy back here. I'll
Put it
take a
there with
little one.
LaCharles.
They won't notice that I took it.
No, not at all. They got so many trophies, they won't notice.
You're right. They probably wouldn't know. They also have that awesome wall of first round draft picks jerseys
Has to be
that they
like
put
9
up.
walls now.
Dude, it's amazing. Our four guys who we
Has
just
to
put
be.
in, Tyleek and Donovan and Mecca and the guys, it's
Yeah.
awesome. They all got their jerseys up there for all time. So
Yeah.
cool.
Well, what was it? 167, I believe, since 2000. Now you had 14 to that.
Mhm.
We got 181 kids drafted in 24 years.
Pretty
Nobody
impressive.
beats that. Nobody beats that.
Yep.
Want to go pro? Come be a Buckeye.
I got a
This
couple
is,
notes on 27 class guys, Benny. Another Carter. I named my son Carter. When I named my son Carter in 2008, I thought I was doing something different. You know how you name your kid, you're trying to be creative and cool, give him some name nobody has. I'm like, I'll name him Carter. There are thousands of Carters now. It's
yeah.
it's insane. It's a popular name. This is Carter Jones,
Okay.
four-star offensive tackle, 27 class. He's from Pennsylvania. I saw Tyler Bowen is going after this kid hard. 6'6", 280, four-star Carter Jones. And then Caleb Elkins, 6'3", 185 from Indy. Matt Guerreri and Tim Walton going after him hard. He's a
Okay.
safety, 6'3" safety. You like that kind of size at
That's
safety.
big. That's
Yeah,
Cam
and he's
Chancellor size.
I don't think he has a star rating yet, though, or maybe he does and I missed it, but he's got a Bama
Really?
offer. He might be one of these risers, you know?
Could be.
So wish Guerreri and Walton luck with him. Get another guy for BIA. That's just a couple new 27 offers that we just made in the last couple days.
Yeah, that's sweet. As I said, Tyler Bowen just seems to be throwing out multiple offers to every offensive lineman out there. It'd be sweet. Yeah, just get them all in here. They need them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why not? You can never have too
Absolutely.
many linemen on either side of the ball. Offer
No.
them all.
I love it though. We're
Yeah,
really getting the offers out to these guys and
I know.
O-line recruiting seems like it has really taken a jump with Bowen.
I know. And he
It's
hasn't been here that long, but I think he's going to be a good one, man. A good one.
he's
He
gonna
was the recruiting assistant or recruiting director for Penn State. Yep,
recruiting
before he moved
director.
on. Yeah,
Right.
before I think he went to Virginia Tech. So
Correct.
why not? Why not
Mm-hmm.
just add that guy in the room? Should do nothing but help. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he can do. Really looking forward to that. And it's not just Ohio State. We have tons of NIL money. Now, I know I
Oh
mentioned
yeah.
Jackson Cantwell. Jeremiah, I'm sure you probably saw this. Maybe people that are watching right now haven't seen it. Jeremiah is getting $4 million in NIL. He just signed with Mark Wahlberg
Got
Automotive,
the
which is
got the
weird
new
because
Benz.
he's also signed by Riker. So he's got two car companies, Nintendo, Red Bull, 1870 Society. So you come here, you're good, you're going to get paid. So $4 million. And I don't know if you heard this either. McCord played with a wide receiver at Syracuse that wanted a bump in NIL pay. And the coach said he wanted, like $2 million. He said, we're not paying $2 million. No wide receiver is worth $2 million unless you're that kid from Ohio State. It ain't $2 million anymore. That price tag doubled.
It's insane. Yeah,
Pretty sweet.
Jeremiah. He must have like an underground like bat cave to park his cars or something under a parking garage down
Yes.
there on campus or something. How do you
Yes.
have
His garage is
two
right beside
local?
Woody Hayes' facility.
Yeah, it's under
Yeah.
the trophies.
I know. Good for him, man.
Oh,
He deserves it.
oh man, he deserves the world. Yeah, Jeremiah, give him anything he needs, man.
No. Now we
But
just
he's a
need
humble
somebody to
kid, is the
throw to
thing.
him.
Humble kid. He really doesn't seem like
Mm-hmm.
you know, he's worried
Yeah.
about that stuff at all. He just wants to
I
win
know.
rings, baby.
He gets followed around like Taylor Swift does. Fans everywhere in Columbus. I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
him trying to go out and just like get a slice of
Oh,
pizza. Like at Mikey's late night slice, Jeremiah walks in. He's not gonna be able to walk out because there's gonna be 1,000 people in there.
yeah, he's gonna get mobbed. I mean, he's gonna be one of the most household names in America by the time he enters the NFL draft.
Yeah,
He already is. It's insane.
I know. It's awesome. Glad he's a Buckeye.
Right. Well, what else we got going on? The QB battle on campus has been kind of quiet. I mean, we talked, they were
Yeah.
both at that QB summit last week. You hear anything else about the QB battle?
No, man, that's the thing. It's been awfully quiet. Julian Lincoln, Lincoln Julian. Who's it gonna be? Transfer portal came and went, so neither of them left. They're both still here. They're battling
Love
it
that.
out,
Love it.
and I don't know when we're gonna hear more. And practice is gonna start ramping up soon. So I assume just people on the field are gonna start leaking stuff. Either on Twitter, articles, On3, all that kind of stuff. I think until then, we're not going to know. I mean, this may go up until early August before Ryan Day names a starter. I hope
Yeah,
not.
I think so
just
too.
so that guy can get in there and get more reps and not have to split reps. And if Julian does win, what happens in December when a transfer portal opens up and Lincoln has a chance to go make money and start somewhere else? The redshirt sophomore, Julian's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah,
If
and with the
redshirt freshman
playoff
starts over you, you're
system,
not going to stay.
well, with the playoff system how it is too, opening in December, it makes it crazy. I'm assuming, no, I don't want to assume, but hopefully the Bucks are in the playoffs here. When that thing
Yeah,
opens, the worst thing in the world would be to lose your backup quarterback.
I know.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. I mean, I really hope that's not the case. We really need to secure them. I mean, Keenhold seems like a team guy. Saying look seems to be too. I mean, no, he's at Bama for a second. He hasn't been here
Yeah,
quite as long as Lincoln, but we got to make sure both these guys are comfortable where they're at, and even if one of them's not the starter, knowing that hey, man, you're our guy too. You are pertinent to this team and our success. We need a good backup. We know we have Tavian waiting in the wings, but he's not ready yet. So
after this year, if he doesn't start, he's got 2 years of eligibility left. And if Julian starts now, he's a year, he's got an extra year of eligibility that Lincoln does not have. So why would he stick around when you've got Julian already starting, Tavian 5-star also there? You only have so much time in college, man. You can go off, make money, start somewhere else. I guarantee there will be a Power 4 program that would want Lincoln to come and
oh
play for them, and give him a good NIL deal. And he probably wants that too, not just the NIL, but he wants to show that he can play in the NFL.
yeah.
And he's not, if Julian has that chance to start, unless an injury happens or Julian just falls on his face, I don't see how Lincoln is going to have that opportunity. And
Probably
that's
not.
also a problem because if he leaves, that only leaves with two quarterbacks. They don't have a single quarterback for 2026 committed.
Now,
Nobody.
here's our next developing storyline. You're correct. So, say we get through the playoffs, they're not going to say shit about any transfer during that portal
No.
time. But the playoffs end, we win another natty, and like you're saying, Sayan's our guy. Let's say
Yeah.
Tavian's going to be stepping into the backup role. So we're
Yes.
talking with Keen Holtz. We're being honest with him, kind of like with Joe Burrow, and Keen
Yeah.
Holtz ends up transferring. We don't have another guy to step
Don't
up in
have
this
one.
26 class yet.
Don't have
So
one. They really like that Ryder Lyons kid. They've offered him, but he wants to go on a
sabbatical.
religious sabbatical. Yeah, so he's technically not going to be there in 26. He's more of a 27 quarterback. They offered another kid out of Texas. I think it's Bo Bentley, but he basically shut him down. He doesn't want to go that far away from his family. So those are the two guys they offered. There's a kid in Pickerington. He's only a 3-star right now. Jaron Mock. He's committed to Wisconsin. So he is, supposedly if he has a big year this year, he may get more offers. A couple of the other guys they're looking at, there is one guy that has a funny, I think it's Briggs Cherry, I believe is another guy they're looking at, committed to
Okay.
Louisville. Yeah, Briggs Cherry committed to Louisville. There's another kid that's committed to Iowa State and another one committed to Michigan State. So their offers right now are all to guys that are already committed, except for Ryder Lyons, who is going on a sabbatical. So they have nobody that isn't committed and a guy that's going on a sabbatical for
Well,
2026.
you know,
And
we
supposedly this is a small class of good quarterbacks. So I don't know what they're going to do. They have Tavion, but as you just said,
Tavian.
we need
Yeah.
at least a third guy because of 14 when we won the title, we all know we absolutely needed all three of those guys to win that title.
Oh yes.
And even if something happens to Julian and if Keenholtz does leave in December, we go through the playoffs. What are we going to do? Only have two quarterbacks going into the playoffs?
Well,
Well,
I'll
I
tell
think
you
at that
this.
point, Ryan Day would get a transfer at that point. You'd have
That's
to.
that was my next comment is next year if this is what's happening, I would definitely look for I don't know if it's going to be a guy like Will Howard though, a guy that's like coming in to start cuz Sayan would
Probably
probably
not.
still be the guy, but we'll go into the portal, we'll find an experienced guy who can at least come in and just give us some depth there at quarterback. Tavian
Yeah.
is going to be ready though. I truly believe
Yeah.
next year Tavian will be the backup and who knows, Ben? Tavian, depending on his development, he may actually challenge Sand. I know we're getting really looking really
Yeah.
far
Really
ahead here,
deep in the weeds.
but hey, and one more guy, I always like to shout him out just because
Happy
he's coming
Tuesday,
here for
Daniel.
sure. Yeah, happy Tuesday there, Daniel. Thanks for checking us out. What's up, Mango Mania? He likes the beef. That's
OHIO.
what he's bringing to the cookout. But Brady Edmonds, man, the California kid, 27 class quarterback. He'll be in the
Yeah.
same class as Lions if we get a chance.
Mhm.
But Brady Edmonds seems like he's a lock to come here, and this kid is awesome.
Kind
I
of.
follow him, and he seems to be 100% committed to the Bucks. So he'll be a freshman,
Be
next
cool.
year, not this year, but the year after. He'll
Yeah. He's
give us some
27,
depth.
right? Class of
Yeah,
27.
27 kid
Still
Edmonds.
have
Mhm.
nothing for 26 right now, which is so odd.
Correct.
Think about it. They had Air Nolan and Tavion coming in, and obviously Air took his talents elsewhere.
You see
And
what happens when you get too much of a backup at a position, especially
yeah,
like quarterback. You got one guy that can play, and you get this queue going now, of
yeah.
guys, and it's hard to keep a hold of them. So maybe it
And
won't be the worst thing in the world, Ben, to not have a 26 quarterback.
well, I think the other issue is Corey Dennis was here for a bit, and when Chip came in, Chip basically took over the quarterback room. Corey Dennis left.
Hmm.
Chip brought Billy Fessler with him. Billy was quarterback coach in Akron, offensive coordinator for a year in Akron, and then was with Chip just real quick, like a couple weeks in UCLA before Chip came here.
Hmm.
So he was quarterback analyst last year. Will Howard gives him a lot of credit. Now he's our quarterback coach. I think
Yep.
at quarterback, at more than any other position, when you're recruiting these guys, you need a good relationship. Fessler's only been here for like 14 months. And
Yeah. He's
last year,
great
you
though.
had
Like I
Tavion
said,
coming in, so
Tavian.
he didn't have to
I
worry
keep
about it
correcting you
that
on
much.
that. Damn it, Ben. It's Tavian, not Tavion. Tavian. Get it right. Best player in Ohio. He didn't like that, folks. Tavian.
I'll just call him St. Clair. How about that?
I keep saying it. You must not hear me. Tavian.
Yeah.
I hear other people saying it too, though, and I'm just a fucking not. I'm sorry. I'm a Nazi on the pronunciations. So yeah, Tavian St. Clair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Fessler is amazing though. I know he's been here 14 months. Like you
Yeah.
said though, the relationship he built with Will last year was
Yeah.
phenomenal. And hopefully he will start building some relationships with these other QBs coming up through the recruiting
I hope
cycle.
so. I
And
hope
we'll be able
so.
to get
But
a
again,
guy.
just I think it takes more time with quarterbacks than it does almost any other position, unless that guy at that position is just you know truly astronomical, like number one in the class because they have so many people coming after him. But I
Yeah.
would guess that they can get. I mean, we're looking at Iowa State, Louisville, Wisconsin, Michigan State for these kids that are committed. If Ohio State offers you, comes after you, I can't see any reason why you would want to stay at any of those four schools.
No. We're becoming quite the QB factory, to be honest.
Yeah,
So for sure. Yeah. Good luck to Fessler. Wish him and Hartline and Day a lot of luck there. Yeah, keeping the quarterbacks developing. We got,
yeah,
we got riches, man. I mean, these guys are all studs.
I know.
And Keenholt's saying and St. Clair will all be pushing each other hard. St. Clair,
Yeah,
he did look good in that spring game, man. I mean, once he
yeah, he
got ahead a
did.
rocky start, but he's
Yeah,
going to be right there.
yeah, he didn't have as much of a rocky start as Lincoln did.
No. Well, he kind of did. Didn't he throw a pick his first? I think he threw a pick
Yeah,
six his first
yeah, he
throw to
threw a
Delane.
real bad one. He didn't see the guy at all. Guy was breaking on hhis throw before I think he even released it. That was not good.
Fahim.
Yeah, pick six.
Yep.
That's right. He's young. He'll learn.
He'll be all right.
Tavian will get
There it is.
it.
Dude, what do you think about the D line? Last night, me and you were talking a lot about the D line depth and how we're a little worried. We got studs in there,
Hmm.
starting. Edric Houston kind of broke out last year, stud, and Caden
Hmm.
McDonald, big K Mac. These
Yep.
two interior D linemen are studs, but
Very
beyond
good.
that, how we looking?
Well, I think Edric Houston is a big reason why Hero Canoe left, and that would have been very nice to have that depth. Because behind
Yes.
those kids, or behind those two, you have Will Smith Jr., redshirt sophomore. I haven't seen too much from him. I don't think many people have, and I don't think many people have seen much of Jason Moore. I think that's the reason why
Oh,
Ryan Day was talking about defensive line, because at the spring game, you can't do many blitzes. I think they did a stunt 3 times, and all 3 times they got into the backfield. But if something were to happen to those two guys up front, Houston or McDonald, we're looking at unproven guys behind them, and then a senior transfer third string, which I kind of think that tells you all you need to know. If you're a senior transfer and you're third string, no, no, probably not the best prospect out there. and then I believe they have a redshirt freshman as well. So I think what Ryan Day was worried about is the depth isn't there. And that's a big thing on defensive line. That's how you keep bodies fresh. That's why they were so good last year with Tyleek and Ty in there, because you had
Mm-hmm.
McDonald, you had Hero, you had these other guys, Houston, that could rotate in there. And they don't have that right now. And transfer portal
And
is over. So I really hope that the guys behind them can work out, because these defensive ends, they can't put them inside. They're all 255 or less. Some of them are only
right,
235. I
they're
mean,
not the
CJ
big
Hicks
bodies
is
you need.
backup right now. He's not that big. He's like 235. Logan
Oh
George,
yeah,
he looked great in the spring game, but he's only 250. You can't put
no,
those guys inside. What are we going to do on goal line? Third and short, fourth and
exactly.
short. I think
That was
that's a
my point.
big reason.
The big fronts when we put in, like you said, short yardage situations. Our goal line defense, we saw how stout we were last year on goal line. You had Edric in there, and you had these other guys coming in. You got to have 3 4 solid interior D linemen, and right now it looks like we've got two proven
Two,
ones, and it's
two,
kind of unclear after that. Like you said, I love
two.
Will Smith Jr., but let's be real, he was kind of a legacy recruit, and we're trying to see how he developed, and I don't know
Yeah,
how well he's developing. And that Tunkara, is that the other guy, the redshirt
yeah,
freshman?
yep.
He's flashed a little, but yeah, a very unproven, no experience. So
None.
is there anyone else in the portal? I know you said the portal's closed for people getting in it, but is there one more
I
guy?
don't. I don't think so, and I don't know how they would do it. Because TC Caffey, which I think was still on scholarship, even though he was injured, he
He
recently
freed
left and
up.
went to Youngstown State, and I think that's how they were able to use the
Bo.
scholarship for Bo Atkinson.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't know if they have any available scholarships, and I kind of pointed to it last year where some of these guys taking longer to develop and how we don't have great depth. And look, we've gone to the transfer portal a few times and Logan George and Bo Atkinson recently, but I don't think Larry's got his fastball anymore. I think he's
Oh,
still
don't say
great.
that.
I think he's still great. Well, look at the recruits, man. Look at what's going on. Look at the depth of the defensive line.
We're talking about Carter
What is
Meadows.
happening?
Carter Meadows. Larry's got his teeth sunk in on him. 6'6", 235.
Hasn't committed yet. I know they brought in Zion Grady, but those are defensive ends. We're the
There you
big
go.
boys up the middle. You need that meat in the middle.
Dude, we all know that. Just like a PJ sandwich from Framby's.
You get that fat boy from old PJ's on Framby's Avenue.
I
That's what
still
they ought to
need to
start sending
stop in that.
defensive linemen. Larry Johnson just needs his own NIL deal, and every day they just have 24 fat boys sitting there. Everybody's got to eat two before they're allowed to leave the room.
Jeez. K-Mac will go in there. He'll clean them out.
Oh yeah, he might eat 4 or 5.
Yeah. Let's just hope and pray here that Edric and K-Mac stay nice and healthy. You know how it goes in the trenches, though. I mean, we've seen it. It's warfare. A
Yeah,
lot of injuries, but we
yeah. We
we
saw
need our D
Tyleek
line.
get injured. We've seen Michael Hall get injured. I mean, the list goes
Yep.
on. Just look at the offensive line last year. You got 300 pounders banging heads 70 times a game. Injuries are going to happen. It's just part of it. So
Yep.
hopefully, early on in the season, and that's also part of the reason I'm worried about the Texas game. Got to stop him up the middle, man, because
Oh yeah.
the same game that we've talked about for 3 years now, they've had the same game plan, and that team has beat Ohio State 3 years in a row now, and they run it right up the gut. And we've had much better defensive tackles then than we do right now, at least as far as we've seen. McDonald and Houston come out and be better than we've had in a long time, but we just don't know what's behind them, and
Right.
that's a little worrisome.
Yep. Got to
See
keep
you
them
OH
fresh.
down there. IO, baby.
There he is. What's up, Buckeye 0621? What's
There it
up,
is.
Lexi Kirkland? Lexi, we do work for Ohio
We,
State. We are the official
yes.
podcast for the university.
Yeah, I left my name tag over on my desk.
No, we're just doing our own thing. We're independent, the Buckeye Show, but we do own that name, the Buckeye Show. That's
Yes.
trademarked. So come get us in court, whoever wants it.
Come get it.
One day though, and Lexi, actually, that's funny you bring that up. I actually have been in contact with the associate AD at the university. Me and Benny and producer Joe, we're trying to get our media credential with Ohio State. cross your
Yeah,
fingers for us, guys. If anybody's
that would be
randomly
awesome.
watching this later that could help me pull a couple strings, honestly, I'm kind of I'm having trouble getting a call back. I had an email correspondence a little bit, but
Yeah,
it's kind of at a standstill right now. I really want that media credential. I really think that we deserve it, and
would
we
be
could get it
awesome.
this season.
I've seen a lot of other people do reports, shows, interviews inside Woody Hayes, inside the program that
Yeah,
don't offer near the information, knowledge, don't even know some of the players' names.
right.
Some of it's just kind of embarrassing. So yeah, come on. Somebody get us
Yeah,
in there.
let's get it done. I'll keep banging on their door. We're gonna get it,
There you
man.
go.
But even if we don't, we'll still keep doing our own thing like always. So appreciate
Can't
all the
stop, won't
support,
stop.
guys. What's up there, Pit Snipe Husker? You a Nebraska
Ooh,
fan? We got a big red
looks
in the
like it.
chat.
Yep.
I like
Getting
seeing
them
all these
all.
other teams represented.
Absolutely. Buckeyes bring them all.
Damn right, Benny.
All
Well,
right, buddy. Well, I think
that's
that covers about
yeah,
everything. I think the only
really
thing
great
left
stuff.
is just a couple of beautiful, beautiful cookout sides. That time of year, everybody's firing up the grill. Weather's getting better. Everybody's getting together. Smash a couple beers, drink a couple cocktails, fire up the pit.
Damn right,
I
baby.
think with my three sides, number three, I'm going grilled corn on the cob. You can go
Woo!
any way with it. You can do Mexican street corn, or you can just put a tub of butter on that thing and then just salt it up, however you
Nice.
want.
Get a
Oh
couple of the
no,
you a fan of those things you stick in the sides, or you just get your mitts right on the
I
cob?
just get my mitts on them. Yeah, I don't need those little things. Uh,
Those are for sissies. You don't need those little little
I just
side
don't.
holders.
But say I'd probably lose them anyways. They were like this big. Number two would be the cheesy potatoes. Some people call them funeral potatoes. The little chopped up hash browns, mix in like cheese and sour cream and everything, and
Oh
cheese on
yeah.
top. Bake them. Yeah, delicious.
Mm,
Absolutely delicious.
love
And,
that.
and I think number one, this was a tough one because I've been to many cookouts where if you're doing things like fried catfish, you always have a side of fried hush puppies.
Ooh.
Hush Puppies, number one barbecue cookout fry side. Absolutely. You can't
Now,
have fried catfish without fried Hush Puppies.
break down a hush puppy for me, because I mean I've had those at like Long John Silver's,
Yes.
I believe. Don't they have? I
Hmm.
mean, they're
Yeah.
round. What is that a corn product?
No, it's
What
just
else in
it's
the
like a
world is a
fried
hush
dough
puppy?
ball. Normally
It's just
just
a
with
fried dough ball.
like cornmeal,
Mm.
cornstarch crusting. You can kind of make them out of almost anything. Then you'll put mixed seasoning in them. I don't know what Long John's puts in theirs. A couple other restaurants have them. I know Cheesesteak Factory has them, or Cheesecake Factory has them. Trying to think of who else has them. I know a couple of chicken places around town. I don't think Popeyes has them.
Marino's Seafood on Fifth Avenue has them. They're really good down there at Marino's in Grandview.
Okay, yeah.
Had them there.
I've just never had a bad hush puppy in my life. So hush puppies be number one. And honorable mention, I gotta give it to deviled eggs. Love a good
Oh,
deviled egg.
well,
Love a good deviled egg.
that's a perfect segue to my number three, deviled eggs.
Boom.
Boom, you nailed it.
There it
I
is.
love a big plate of deviled eggs. I'm usually the one just eating way too many of those.
There it is. See, the Husker knows catfish and hush puppies. You can't go wrong. Hush puppies are delicious.
Loves
You get a
it.
spicy catfish. You get that good batter on it. Oh, so good.
That's awesome. Yeah, nice Husker. Loves that combo. Let's see. I had an honorable mention before deviled eggs. Just a watermelon. Just rolling with a big old watermelon under your arm.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with that, right? At a cookout.
Yeah, it's
That's
all. I'm
not
not a big
bad.
melon fan, but yeah, I know a lot of people love it.
Summertime, you're running around. It's pretty good. Number two, this is similar. Cornbread. So kind of a, like you said, kind of
Yeah.
a cousin
Do
to,
love cornbread. Cornbread
especially
kind of
if it's a
goes hand in
chili.
hand with the hush puppies too, and
It
catfish.
does. It does, right? Yeah, the cornbread. We're right there. We're locked, synced up here,
Any
buddy.
kind of
And
barbecue, get that
oh,
cornbread with it as well.
throw a bunch of
Good
butter on
choice.
there. Can't go wrong. And number one on mine, buffalo chicken dip and chips. You get a good buffalo chicken
Great.
dip, some sour cream base or cream cheese base. What the hell am I talking
Yeah.
about? Buffalo chicken in there. mix it all up, get you some chips, and just go ham on it. It's one of my
Absolutely.
favorite sides right there.
Ooh, Husker got a great idea. The
What's he
breading
got?
left over from the fish. I've never tried that.
Ooh, is
I
that
know what I'm
right?
doing this summer. Wow. How about
Okay.
amping up the flavor?
That's an
Okay.
excellent call there, Husker.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Or
they
ma'am,
usually,
whichever.
some of the hush puppies like Merinos, they do have like a little sweet factor. Like
Yeah,
a
some
little
of it can
bit
be
almost of
sweet, some of it can be
sweetness.
spicy, a little Cajun
Yeah.
in them, which that's
hmm
how normally we make our catfish anyways. You know, put a lot of Cajun seasoning in there, a little cayenne. Yeah, very good. Ooh,
Nice,
that's where
Husker.
hush puppies came from. I'm getting a lesson here.
Yeah,
Thank you,
schooling
sir.
us. That's great. Yeah, I've always been kind of curious about hush puppies, honestly. Yeah, they're made differently. Like you're saying, sometimes they swing a little Cajun or a little spicy, a little sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like coleslaw. That was a deeper honorable mention for me. Love some coleslaw, but again, I mean that's prepared so differently one way or the other a lot of times, right? Whoever's making it, it can be
Yeah,
really different.
yeah, real sweet or real runny.
More
You know, it kind of
vinegary.
depends. I know a lot of people like it on their pulled pork. I don't really
Yeah.
like coleslaw, anyways. I'm not a fan of cabbage.
To each their own there. What's
Each
if
their
I
own.
mean if you had to eat it, like do you like it a little more vinegary or a little sweeter or
I
I
guess a
don't know,
little
just say you don't
sweeter and
have
a
to.
lot more peppery and celery seeds in it.
Like the pepperiness for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Or did I just have some real good peppery coleslaw? I can't even remember. Maybe it was Chick-fil-A? Did they sell coleslaw?
Really?
I don't know. I can't remember, but coleslaw is definitely one of those things different from whoever's making it, big time. Cookout season,
I like
baby.
it.
Hopefully, maybe we'll have a cookout over there at Chris's, or who knows? Maybe we'll get together, get
Oh
some
yeah,
food,
sure we'll
throw
have one.
down.
Memorial Day, July 4th. All the good cookout holidays are coming up. Labor Day after that. Probably have one for the Buckeye Texas game. Especially when they announce it's going to be a 7 p.m. game in the shoe.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw guys in the chat. They're manifesting it, man. Who was saying that earlier? I love it.
Quite a
People
few
are.
people. I
We're
mean,
gonna
they
make
know
it
that's how it
happen.
should be. Should be a night game.
Oh,
Open the season that
Sam,
way.
Sam 00, Sam Snake Eyes there. Once the 7 p.m. start. Like I said, I would love that
Yeah,
personally.
we
Yeah,
all
get down
do.
there, tailgate. Yeah, we all do. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Who really does? Nobody really wants us at noon. I mean,
No, no, we don't want a noon game that big of a game. Night games at the shoe are wonderful.
phenomenal. Such a great experience. I mean, yeah, set the night
Yeah.
up for prime time, first game of the
Oh,
season. Let's do it. Night games, baby.
do it.
Well, well, Ben, we pretty much got everything wrapped up. You just want to hang on with me here for Mystery Buckeye? I'll see if you got a guess
Yeah.
for this one.
Yeah.
Mi-
I did not catch it earlier. What were the clues this week?
Okay, yeah, here's your clues coming at you, folks. 3 clues tonight. Mystery Buckeye. He was a three-time first team All American. Pretty big
Okay.
clue. Three-time first team All American. Went to
Okay.
Canton McKinley, where he played running back, linebacker, and safety. And he played for the Vikings, the Colts, and the Bengals. So he's from the home of football, Canton McKinley, three-time first team All American, played for the Vikings, the Colts, and the Bengals. Got any guesses, Ben?
No, I don't. You kind of threw me off when the Bengals. First, I thought it was Big Daddy Washington, but I don't think he went to
Wilkinson?
Camp McKinley. Huh?
Uh, um, Dan Wilkinson? Big Daddy?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. He played for the Bengals. I don't know if he played for anyone else. No, you're right. That's a nice throw out, Ben. Talk about a
Yeah.
big interior defensive lineman. We need a
Yeah.
big
I was
daddy.
just trying to think of multi-year starters that played for a couple of those teams. No, I think you stumped me this week. First one.
All right. I didn't give out any just insanely giveaway clues. The Canton McKinley, if you could be Googling the guy, that would, help you out a lot.
Yeah.
Canton McKinley Bulldogs. But that is none other than 2002 national champion Mike Doss.
Uh, yeah.
Yep. I
Yep.
threw
Should have known.
everybody with he played for the Colts like his whole
Hmm.
career. And then he did like one quick stint with the Vikings and a
Yeah.
few games with the Bengals. Pretty much nothing. So that was kind of the throw off clue.
Big Ten had some great safeties in. You have Mike Dawson, Bob Sanders.
Right. Who both ended up with the
Bob
Colts, right?
Sanders went on to play with the Colts.
Right.
Short career.
Yep. Iowa.
Yeah.
But Doss, I'd forgotten that Doss was first team All American
3 years in
three
a row.
times.
Man,
That's
I did not know
impressive.
that. Yes, I didn't know he went to Canton either.
Yep. Kent McKinley Bulldog. So yeah,
What's up,
Mike
Tristan?
Doss. See if you guys can get that one next week. Benny could
Yeah.
not. See if you can beat
You
Benny
got me.
next week.
First one of the year.
Trying to
Nice
make them
job.
harder.
Yeah,
It's tough. I
you
don't know.
did.
It's usually some clue that just gives it away. But
Yeah.
I guess that pretty much wraps this up. Just want to thank our
Cool.
sponsors as always: Buckeye Wine and Spirits, Plaza Mexican Grill, Playa Bowls, and Mikey's Late Night Slice. Thanks for
Ooh,
making this
one last good
possible.
question here in the chat.
What we got?
Thoughts on who will be the most underrated Ohio State draft pick?
Right off the top of my head, well, I don't know exactly where you're going there, Mr. Holland, but Will Howard. I mean, I'm a super Will Howard bias, and he was a 6th round pick, right? So, I mean, I think that the value, the return the Steelers are going to get on that will be tremendous. I think he's going to be a great pro. What do you think? Where does your mind go immediately there, Ben?
I think my mind goes to the Arizona Cardinals. Cody Simon and Denzel Burke. I
Yep.
really think both of them, Cody Simon really came on. They don't have a whole lot. They've drafted, inside linemen. They got Darius Robinson last year, the D tackle out of Missouri. I think they got Kalis Campbell back, 6'8", huge monster up front. Give Cody a
Right.
little time to move around there. And Denzel Burke, we all know what he was, in 2023. 2024, first 7 weeks wasn't good. Then once Day stepped in with Knowles, and it was a turnaround season. Sucks that he fell that far, cost him about $15-18 million, but I think that he could have a very good career. We could always say, Donovan Jackson, he's going to probably play for 10 years, but I don't think you could name a first round pick and say he's underrated. So, yeah, I'll go with the Cardinals guys.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, they definitely got value there, getting some bucks a little bit later in the draft. Can't go wrong there. Hey, Husker, you've been great on the show tonight, man. And yeah, I saw that about Doss when I was looking his wiki up. I actually bumped into Doss at this blue event for prostate cancer put on by Jessica Stanley, Demetrius Stanley, the late Demetrius Stanley, great Buckeye, his wife. And I bumped into Doss over there, and he's working for Robert Weiler, real estate development, still right here in town. And he told me he's
Nice.
got that he does tailgating at the shoe at all these games and just stop on by and play some Buckeye trivia. So you might even see
Sweet.
Doss on the show this fall.
That'd be cool.
How cool would that be? I talked to
Yeah.
him about how he stopped by Big Walnut. Remember, he came to our high school,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Me and
Yeah, I
Ben
do
played high
remember
school
that.
football together at Big
Yeah.
Walnut, and
Gosh,
Mike Doss,
20
he came
years
to our
ago.
practice. Right, he stopped by with Robbie Stover, who was a Big
Yeah.
Walnut grad who ended up playing at
Yeah.
Ohio State, and Doss came
Whose
with him
family
back
member,
to one of our
Garrett Stover, is
practices.
now second string linebacker for the Buckeyes. So
There you
all comes
go.
full circle.
Yeah, Cade Stover's cousin, his little brother Garrett, and then their his cousin Garrett and their little brother Clint
Mm-hmm.
Stover. Look out for him. All Ohio first team last year, or I know first team, but he was all Ohio, and he's a senior
Yeah.
this year. Clint Stover looks awesome
Killing it.
for Big Walnut this year.
Killing it, dude. Good to see.
Quite the football family, the Stovers.
Yeah, no kidding. Bunch of large human beings.
Some great athletes. So
Yeah.
yeah, that about wraps it up for tonight. Thanks for checking us out here at the Buckeye Show, and we'll see you guys here next Tuesday.
That's all
Great stuff
right.
as always, Benny.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate you guys hopping in the chat, chatting
Yep,
along.
great
Appreciate
stuff from the
Husker.
chat.
You keep me informed on my hush puppies. Appreciate that.
Yeah, love that knowledge. Hey, and anybody else watching, give us another top 3 idea. We're scratching our heads every week trying to come up with some good ones. So give us
Yeah.
some good top 3 ideas.
Throw
All
them out
right,
there if you
guys.
got them.
Go Bucks. We'll see you next week.
Go Bucks. See you guys.
See you, everybody.